Welcome back to Askewed Reviews. Today we are doing another fan request, and it is for the 1962 adventure drama war film, Lawrence of Arabia. Here is your trivia question for today. What is the one piece of equipment used in this film that has not been used in a film since? The answer will be at the end of this video. The film takes place during the First World War, where we have T.E. Lawrence, who happens to be a lieutenant in the British Army. Now, he is known for being a bit of a misfit and always likes to speak his own mind, but he is still sent to be an advisor for Faisal, who happens to be an Arabian prince. He manages to talk Prince Faisal into allowing his troops to cross a dangerous section of desert. Along the way, he even befriends another tribe, and with those folks, he talks them into turning on the Turks. They all join forces together to not only take over the city of Aqaba, but hopefully work together to free all of the tribes from the Turks. Throughout the film, we see the constant struggle for T.E. Lawrence as to whether or not he joins more with his homeland of Britain or his new family of the Arab nation. Now, the film is loosely based off of the book Seven Pillars of Wisdom by T.E. Lawrence, so this is actually based off of his life. However, there were some embellishments, enough to the point where his brother, A.W. Lawrence, disliked the movie so much that he said that they could not use the title of the book for the movie, and so they changed it just to Lawrence of Arabia. There was actually going to be a film version of the book back in 1953 that was supposed to star either John Wayne or Gregory Peck, but unfortunately, due to lack of funding, that did not actually go through. David Lean is the director for this film and actually does make a small appearance. At the moment where Lawrence is waving down a motorcycle person across a canal, the motorcycle driver who yells out, "Who are you?" is actually David Lean. Lean has stated that he took a lot of inspiration from the 1956 movie The Searchers when making Lawrence of Arabia. He also worked very closely with King Hussein of Jordan, who actually lent a brigade of his Arab legion to be extras in the film. Also, in case you ever wondered while watching this film why there weren't so many footprints and hoof prints everywhere, it's because there was 300 Bedouins wearing sandals covered in wool that would smooth out the sand between takes with palm fronds to hide the footprints and the hoof prints. Peter O'Toole did such an amazing job as T.E. Lawrence in this film, but he was not actually the first choice. Marlon Brando was the first choice, but he stated that he didn't want to spend 2 years of his life riding a camel. Albert Finney actually was another possibility. In fact, he even got as far as being in full costume to see if it would work. However, he was told that he would have to sign a 7-year contract with Sam Spiegel. He refused to do so, but Peter O'Toole was willing to do so. Also, Anthony Perkins was possibly up for the role, but having recently come out of the movie Psycho, they didn't want to have that connection with this movie. Alec Guinness played the character of Prince Faisal. Apparently, he had such a good resemblance to him that people in Jordan actually mistook him for the real person. And apparently, before Alec Guinness, there was a possibility of Laurence Olivier playing the character of Faisal. Omar Sharif plays the character of Sharif Ali in this film, but that role almost went to Horst Buckles, Alain Delon, Maurice Ronet, and Dilip Kumar. Apparently, there was a possibility at one point that the character of General Allenby was going to be played by Cary Grant. Jose Ferrar, who played Turkish Bey in the film, was apparently not all that happy about having such a small role. So the only way he did it was under the agreement that he got 25,000 more than O'Toole got paid and a Porsche. Peter O'Toole and Omar Sharif had such a great connection on screen. In fact, they became fast friends behind the screen as well, which apparently David Lean said was great since he has confirmed that Lawrence and Ali were written and portrayed as lovers. Unfortunately for the director, both O'Toole and Sharif would get drunk and high pretty often. In fact, there's a great story of when they were doing the scene of taking over Aqaba that both of them tied themselves to their camels and got completely hammered as they were worried about falling off. Peter O'Toole apparently spent 3 months as an Arab before filming started so he could get an idea of what the lifestyle was actually like. The first time Peter O'Toole rode a camel, he actually started to bleed through his jeans. He decided to add a layer of sponges to his pants. The local Bedouin tribes actually adopted this method, but they decided to give him a nickname because of it. His new name was Ab al-Lasfanja, which apparently translates to Father of the Sponge. Throughout the filming process, Peter O'Toole was actually quite accident prone. He received burns, sprains, tears, broken bones, dislocated spine, fractured skull, concussed twice, and was even bit by a camel. O'Toole actually almost died during filming as well. When the motorcycle scene is done where he's driving down the road, he's actually attached to the back of a car. While doing this, the bar that was attaching him to the car actually snapped, and the only thing that was keeping him attached was a flimsy rope. Once they finished the scene, he actually was quoted as saying, "I think it was only Lawrence up there teasing us." Throughout most of the production, a truck would actually drive out to deliver water, mainly due to the fact that the nearest well was 150 miles away from where they were filming. In the film, when Lawrence goes out to go save Gassim, he is actually lauded as a hero when he comes back. However, in the book, the real T.E. Lawrence mentions that he was actually ridiculed for going and saving him. In the Aqaba takeover scene, there was actually 450 horses used and 150 camels. One of the best things about this movie is the cinematography. The landscapes that they chose and just how they recorded it still stands the test of time and looks amazing to this day. Lawrence of Arabia is an absolute classic film and will probably go down in history as probably one of the best films ever made. So I absolutely have to give this one a 5 out of 5. Now, as for the trivia question from the beginning of this episode, what is the one piece of equipment used in this film that has not been used in a film since? There was an actual camera lens that was created specifically for the sequence of when Omar Sharif comes out of the desert as if he was a mirage. And that lens has never been used in any other film since. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Askewed Reviews. If there is a movie you'd like to see get a review, just mention it in the comments. And as always, like, comment, share, and subscribe.